Hare Krishna, welcome to our Bhakti Vaibhav class. So in the previous class, we were discussing from chapter 16. So wherein being inspired by the Brahmanas who are sitting in that assembly, though Prthu Maharaj forbade them to speak his glories, which he had not yet performed, not yet displayed. So the Suta Magadha Vandi, the bards, they say that, so we are sorry, we have been instructed by the sages, the Brahmana sitting in that assembly. So we are not speaking on our own. In fact, they have entered into our heart and speaking through us. What to speak of that? Describing your glories even difficult for Brahma. Even Brahma's intelligence becomes bewildered when he thinks of your wonderful activities. And then what to speak of us, ordinary mortal? What we can speak of you? We can only superficially speak of your glories only, not so much. So please don't stop us. So like that, we are simply eager to hear your topics. For our happiness, we are simply describing your praiseworthy pastimes. Please do not stop us. So like that, saying that, they continue to talk about the wonderful glories of Prthu Maharaj, starting from verse number 4 onwards, where they said that you are the whole upholder of Dharma. Dharma Brutam Shrestha. You are the best among the upholders of Dharma. And you are the protector of the principles of Dharma. Goptacha Dharma Setu Nam. And you are the punisher of those people who don't follow Dharma. Shasta Tat Prati Pantinam. Prati Pantinam means those who go opposite to the path of Dharma. And finally, you engage the entire world in the path of Dharma. Lokam Dharme Anvartayam. So like that, the main indication of Prthu Maharaj. Prthu Maharaj is actually Dharma personified. He has come to make everyone to follow Dharma. He is the protector of Dharma. He punishes those who go against Dharma. And then how does he do? He does it by allowing people to have favorable circumstances. He himself manifests the wonderful qualities and activities of different devatas so that the people will have properly nourished and taken care so that they will be able to follow Dharma properly. So he alone maintains the devatas and he alone by himself performs all the activities of the different devatas. That's how they mention. So what are all the devatas activities he performs? So sun, earth, Indra, moon, Varuna, Agni, Vayu, and Paramatma. So whatever are the activities of these principal devatas, King Prthu does himself for the people in his kingdom. So like that. So when it comes to sun, just like sun evaporates water during the 8 months, during summer season and winter season, and gives back the water in the rainy season. Similarly, King Prthu collects the taxes from the people and gives it when there is a need, appropriate time. So like that. So by this activity, he is acting like the sun for all the people. And then, like the Mother Earth, even though there could be some people who may not respect, who may not follow completely the instructions of King Prthu, but still King Prthu, like Mother Earth, tolerates them and gives them time to correct themselves. He is merciful to those people, like Mother Earth to all of us. So thus, he behaves like Mother Earth. He actually gives us second chance, gives the people second chance, so like to correct themselves. So in that way. And then, just like Indra provides rains properly, he himself becoming Indra provides rain whenever it is necessary. So like that. So he also performs the duty of Indra. Even though Indra is not performing his duty, he will perform on Indra's behalf. So like that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, is that how Maharaj Priyavrat rode the chariot, the effulgent chariot, and provided sunlight?
No, that is a different pastime. It is not like that. Basically, Just like the parents take care of the children's needs thoroughly, like that King Prthu, he takes care of the needs of all the citizens because he treats all the citizens like his own children. So that is the understanding. Even sometimes rains may not come on right time, but King Prthu will create rains by his own potency. So like that we should understand.
Yes, thank you.
So Priyavrata's pastime comes in the 5th canto, first chapter. So that is entirely different context and different situation. That time we will discuss. And especially in the summer season, when a person works very hard under sun throughout the day, in the evening, by the presence of the cooling moon rays, the person gets relieved very soon, very quickly. Similarly, King Pruthu's demeanor is so pleasing, so pleasing. His face is like the moonlight face, with affectionate glances and charming smiles. And whoever sees him, they are completely relieved. They are completely sheltered. They are completely feel that okay, our king is there. We don't have to worry for anything. So like that. Just like under the presence of the parents, the children are very comfortably situated. So something like that. So that is the situation of the people in his kingdom. By his very presence, he kind of comforts all the citizens. So that's how. He maintains the citizens like the moon. Then it is said that Varuna, he stays deep within the ocean. It is very difficult for people to understand where Varuna is situated because his abode is very hidden, very much deep. And last week we discussed that Varuna has a storehouse who keeps all the important items belonging to all the variety of devatas because no one will come and steal them from him. Because the place where he keeps all his items is very hidden. No one knows about it. It is very secret place. So like that, whatever Pruthu does and the way he performs, those activities are not known to people in general. Until the activity is completed, no one understands what he is doing, why he is doing. That's how secretly Pruthu performs all the activities for the well-being of the people in general. His activities are secret. His wanderings are secret. His wealth is secret. His knowledge is secret. His greatness, qualities, and strength of everything is secret. Like Varuna keeps everything secretly. So that's how he's compared with Varuna. And then it is said that is like fire. Fire cannot be controlled. When there is a forest fire, when a building catches on fire, very difficult to extinguish the fire. Fire is uncontrollable. Whoever stands in front of fire, fire will devour them. Like that, King Pruthu is unconquerable. No one can stand in front of him. His strength is so much that no one can defeat him like fire. So it's like that. Just like fire for a performance of Yajna appears on the Arani wood in the previous days, two Arani sticks used to be there, they used to rub them. So from that the fire would come. Similarly, by churning the two hands of Vena, Pruthu appeared like fire. So that's how comparison is made. And then air. Air is there outside of us. When we breathe in, air goes inside our body also. It is there inside us and outside us. Similarly, King Pruthu knows everything about everyone. He himself travels different places in a disguised way and tries to understand what's happening all around. And he also sends spies to understand what's happening. So like that, Pruthu knows everything. Like air spread everywhere, inside and outside. He knows everything about everyone. And also, he is like the Paramatma. Paramatma knows everything about us because Paramatma is situated in the core of our heart. So like that, King Pruthu, though situated in the palace, he knows everything about everyone in the kingdom. So these are all different ways King Pruthu kind of will take care of all the people in his kingdom. So, and performing all the activities of different devatas. So in that way. Yeah, yes, Madhuji.
Prabhuji, here it is said that he knows internal and externally activities of every people or citizen. So, is it we should understand in this way that because he is Shaktavis avatar, like Paramatma is within us, so Lord knows whatever internally we are thinking, even though we don't do it.
No, not like that. As a king, he is ruling effectively. As I mentioned, na, he had spies. They will be traveling everywhere, every time. So they inform the king what's happening all around. That is like external information. And sometimes he personally travels in a disguised form like a spy and tries to understand what's happening all around. So he knows everything about everyone indirectly, also directly. Like air is inside and outside of our body.
Okay, so means we should take it as directly and indirectly.
Mm,
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
it's like that. Not as here the explanation is not like since he's Shakti, he can be seen as Paramatma, not like that. Since he as a king, he performs his duties very effectively. He knows everything about everyone. So like that we should see.
Okay, thank you.
So then नादण्ड्यं दण्डयति एषा सुतम् आत्मा द्विषाम् अपि दण्डयति आत्मजम् अपि दण्ड्यं धर्मपते स्थिता. In this verse, it was said that even though if a enemy's son following dharma, he will not punish him. If his own son follows adharma, he will punish him. He does not see that his mind is not mine. So that kind of friend and enemy, he does not see superficially. Only consideration is that whether person is following dharma or not. So like that. That was the main thing. Dharma pate sthita. If people dharma pate sthita, they are situated in the path of dharma, even though if they are enemy's sons, he will respect them. He will not punish them. But if his own son does not follow the path of dharma, he will punish him immediately. That's how he is dedicated to dharma. Because in the beginning only it said that Gopta Dharma Setu Nam is the protector of the dharma. So that's how he protects. Then it is said that as far as the sun shines, that is the extent of his kingdom. That much area he is ruling. Basically, he is ruling the entire Bhumandala. He is the ruler of the entire Bhuloka, not only just the Earth globe. Earth globe is simply a tiny part of the entire Bhumandala. Earth globe is about 1000 yojanas. The area which he rules is around 50 million yojanas. So that was the big area which he is ruling. So in that way, that is the greatness of King Prthu. So that area is all the way up to Mansutra mountain, about which we will discuss in the 5th canto. So that way.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have one doubt. Means always I feel this that when we are saying that entire Bhumandala is ruled by one king, that means there used to be no other kings during those times.
No. He is the monarch, and there will be so many small kings. They would pay taxes to him.
Okay.
There
Okay,
will
so
be
he,
small kings for small kingdoms. Every kingdom will have different kings, but he is the monarch.
okay, so he will be the chief of all those like that.
Yes. Everyone will report unto him. Like in India, we have so many state governments, and overall for India, we have central government. All the state governments will report to central government like that.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So like that. So this is where we stopped last week, and we will continue with verse number 15 onwards. So verse number 15. Ranjaishyati yellokam ayam atma vichestinai atamum ahurajanam manoranjana kai praja.
This king will please everyone by his practical activities, and all of his citizens will remain very satisfied. Because of this, the citizens will take great satisfaction in accepting him as their ruling king.
Because he's so wonderful, he takes care of everyone like his own children. every person in the kingdom is very happy with him. Since he is giving happiness to everyone, he is glorified as Raja. That definition is given in this verse. Because he will please the entire world. Ranja Ishyati Yet Lokam. The entire world is pleased by his presence, by his activities, which are pleasing to the mind. Mano Ranjanakai. The citizens will call him the king, Raja. Ata Amum Praja Ahu Rajanam. Because he is taking care of the people so nicely, he is giving them happiness so nicely, he is pleasing their minds, he is called as Raja. So that's how the definition Raja is mentioned here. Because the world will be pleased by his acts, which give happiness to the mind, they will call him king, Raja. Raja. There are two definitions for the word Raja in Sanskrit. Raja is derived in two ways. Some say Raja means Rajati, he shines. Rajati means he shines. He is the best person among the entire kingdom. He shines, he excels everyone in the entire kingdom.
Shines.
Yeah, he shines. He's supposed to be knowledgeable, he's supposed to be strong, he's supposed to be well dressed. So everything should be there, otherwise he cannot continue the king. So in that way, he shines among all. That's why he will be called as Raja. That is one meaning. But here in this verse, it is said that the word Raja comes from Raja Ranjayati, because he attracts or pleases the people. That's how we get the name. These are the two way the Raja comes. Rajati and Ranjayati. Drudavrata Satyasando Brahmanyo Vruddha Sevaka Sharanya Sarvabhutana Manado Dinavastala.
The king will be firmly determined and always situated in truth. He will be a lover of the Brahmanical culture and will render all service to all men and give shelter to all surrendered souls. Giving respect to all, he will always be merciful to the poor and innocent.
This verse describes his personality. What kind of person Prthu is? He will be fixed in his vows, Drudavrata. Whatever vows he has taken, he will follow them firmly. He will say something and he will do something else, not like that. Whatever he says, he will do it. Satya Sando, true to his promise. Whatever promises he makes in general, he will follow it perfectly. Respectful to the Brahmanas and elders. Brahmanyo Urdha Sevaka. He is always eager to serve the Brahmanas and also the elderly people. And he is the protector of all beings. Sharanya Sarva Bhutanam. Whoever surrenders unto him, he will protect them. And then he gives respects to all beings. Manada. Man dene wala. And finally, Dina Vastala. He is very kind to the suffering people. These are all various qualities of his personality. Satyasanda means true to his promise. He will be true to scriptural vows. Drudavrata means he will be true to scriptural vows. Scriptural vows is called Drudavrata. Satyasanda means the everyday promises. Whatever promises he may make in the assembly, in the royal assembly, when somebody comes and asks, my dear king, please give me this. He will say, okay, I will give you. So he will make sure that it will happen. He does not simply say words of promises and afterwards forget it, not like that. So he follows scriptures properly. He also follows whatever he says in the day-to-day dealings. So these are various attributes of King Prthu. Then further qualities of King Prthu. Matribhakti parastrishu patnyam ardaivatmana prajasu pitruvat snigdha kinkaro brahmavadinam.
The king will respect all women as if they were his own mother, and he will treat his own wife as the other half of his body. He will be just like an affectionate father to his citizens, and he will treat himself as the most obedient servant of the devotees, who always preach the glories of the Lord.
So Prabhupada says in the purport that this verse and the next verse should be the standard for our education. This verse and next verse sets the standard for one's education. So he will treat other women as his mother. Matra Bhakti Parastrishu. He will treat all the women as his mother. And have affection for his own wife as if she were half of his body. Patnyam Ardha Iva Atmana. So the understanding is that always a person want to see one's own comforts. Whether it is eating or sleeping or whatever activities one does, one always makes sure that one is comfortable. Whatever dress one wears, one wants to look good or something like that. So many things. Always a person endeavors for one's own comfort and safety. So like that, he treats the needs of his wife as his own needs. So he treats his wife as his half body. So in that way, his own self actually. Iva Atmana. So that's how he is affectionate to his wife. And then he will have affection like a father for the citizens. Prajasu Pitruvas Nigda. He is very friendly to the citizens. He treats all the citizens like his own children. And he will be a servant of the followers of the Vedas. Kinkaro Brahmavadinam. Prabhupada writes in the purport, Brahmavadis means devotees. Those who teach and follow the Vedic literatures. They are all Brahmavadis. And he follow them, he serve them very nicely. So that is the character of King Prthu. So this is one verse Prabhupada quotes many times in his purports. Here also says that this is Chanakya Niti. This verse comes from Chanakya Niti. Matruvat Paradareshu Paradravyeshu Loshtravat. So seeing every woman as one's own mother and seeing the wealth of others as the stone and pebble. Paradravyeshu Loshtravat. Loshtra means stone. Treating them as stone. In the sense, at least in the past, in the old, wealth means gold or silver, which is metal. And stone is also like the metal block. So whether you see gold, some quantity of gold or some quantity of stone, so they will see same. Atmavas Sarva Bhuteshu. He sees himself, he sees all the living entities as himself. Ya Pashyati Sa Pandita. A person, whoever behaves like this, that person is called as a learned person. Sa Pandita. Other are not learned. So in that way, this is the standard of Chanakya Pandit. This is a verse comes from Chanakya Niti. So the same thing, this verse and next verse, we will see some of the points from this verse. So in that way.
It wasn't like in Chanakya because a lot of time Chanakya is being quoted. I'm not sure when he was probably killed by the king.
No, he was not killed by king. Bhagavatam 12th canto, there is a description comes about him. So Mahapadmananda, there was a king before Kalinga's ruled. So Bhagavatam clearly says that he was a son of Kshatriya father, Shudra mother. Not Chanakya, Mahapadmananda. So he, in one sense, Bhagavatam gives a comparison like Parashuram. Just like Parashuram uprooted all the kings. He killed all the kings at the time. Like that, this person killed all the religious kings. Whoever kings following at least some part of religion, he killed all of them. He literally created religious governance all over the land of Bharat. He had 10 sons. And like him, his son, Dhanananda, was also so bad. He was creating all religious governance all over. Chanakya was living in that kingdom. At one point of time, he needed something. He went to the king. King insulted him. Then Chanakya took a vow that I will dethrone you. Till then, I will not tie my shika. Then he goes to Takshashila, he trains Chandragupta Maurya. And then with the help of Chandragupta Maurya, he defeats and kills the Ganga. And then Chandragupta Maurya becomes king and he establishes religious governance and he became the minister. That time he wrote so many books. So the important books which we always hear about is Arthashastra, the book which talks about the economic development and the principal governance of the entire kingdom based on this book. And he also gave Chanakya Niti. Chanakya Niti is basically the moral code of conduct. Yes, these are general principles. You can go to what is it called? Even NOI, most of the verses are from Chanakya Niti only. NOI ka most initial few verses are taken from Chanakya Niti and they are edited and formulated according to our philosophy. Bhakti. Ussaha, Nitya, Dharya, Tatta Sangha Pravartana, then what is that? Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam. All these verses are from Chanakya Niti. You can see those verses in Chanakya Niti. Like that here, you see Bhagavatam verses. Some lines are same, but not exactly same. The text is not same. Matrot Paradareshu is there. Matur Bhakti Parasharishu. So Atma Sarva Bhuteshu, that comes in next verse. So like that. The verses may not be same, but in one sense, meaning is same. So in that way.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, that Runam Kritva Grutam Pibet verse also comes from Chanakya Niti only.
Yes, that also comes from Chanakya Niti.
Okay.
And Chanakya Niti, one more verse, he says that who is the happiest person in this world? Happiest person is one who eats in his own home, who does not have any debt, who don't have to travel a lot for work. And then one more is there. So like that, there are many general tips are there in Chanakya Niti. Very simple and very straightforward. Actually, Chanakya Niti should be taught to all children in the school. That is the formative years. It will be very helpful actually. Even in our Telugu, I mean, we used to have a lot of poems like that only. Some in medieval period, 15th, 16th century time, there are so many, we used to call them in Telugu as Kavi. Basically, they were ministers in the kingdom, in the king's palace, something like that. So they used to write poems, all such kind of poems only. Dealing with the daily activities of ours, but giving the essence, what to do, how to do, and etc. etc. So they are very much essential. So here it is there. Dehinam Atmavat Preshta Suhrudam Nandivardhana Mukta Sangha Prasangoyam Dandapanir Asadushu.
The king will consider all embodied living entities as dear as his own self, and he will always be increasing the pleasures of his friends. He will intimately associate with liberated persons, and he will be chastising hand to all impious persons.
This explains what should be the conduct of a king. He will consider all beings as himself. Dehinam Atmavat Preshta. He will see not only the citizens. Sarva Bhuteshu Dehina means every living entity, embodied living entity, not only the human beings, even the animals, birds, beasts. Every living entity treats them as himself. He takes care of the needs of every living entity. Prabhupada writes in the purport that in those days they would take care of the needs of everyone. But in the current day, they are only interested in their own happiness at the cost of others' suffering. They only want to exploit. That is the contrast between the kings in the past and kings in the present. So like that. He will increase joy for his friends. Suhrudam Nandivardhana. So whoever friends who are in his association, he behave in such a way that their happiness continuously increases. They are always happy in his presence. So no one feels like neglected or disheartened in his presence. So like that. And he always takes the association of the detached people. Mukta Sangha Prasangoyam. He always, like the previous verse, it is said that Kinkaro Brahmavadinam, he want to serve and he want to follow the Brahmavadis. Same way, he want to associate with those people who are Asanga, who don't want to, who are not attracted to the material opulences or material facilities or material happiness, etc. So in that way, detached people. So Mother Devahuti, I think Lord Kapila was saying that Prasangam Majaram Pasham Atmano Kavayo Vidu Sayeva Sadhushu Kruto Moksha Dwaram Pavrutam. Association with materialistic people is like the death noose, which will bring one close to death. Ajaram Pasham. Murti Pasha we hear, no? Murti Pasha is death noose. Ajaram Pasha means it is like the Pasha of old age. Old age Pasha. Jara means Janma Murtu Jara Vyadi. Old age. Old age means death is going to come. So like that. Association with other people with a sure shot coming close to death. But Saheva Sadhushu Kruto, but if one associates with sadhus, Moksha Dwara Apavrutam, the Moksha Dwara will be opened. So in that way. And he always punishes the wicked. Dandapani Asadhushu. He always associates with sadhus and he punishes asadhus. That's how he maintains the religiousness all over in his kingdom. So these are various qualities and characteristics of King Prthu. So in that way. Then, with all these qualities, how does he rule the kingdom? That is mentioned in the next verse. I am tu sakshat bhagavam tradisha purus kutastha atma kalayavatirna yasmin avidya rachitam nirantakam pashyanti nanattvamapi pratitam.
This king is the master of the three worlds and he is directly empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is without change and he is an incarnation of the Supreme known as Shaktiavesh Avatar. Being a liberated soul and completely learned, he sees all material varieties as meaningless because their basic principle is nescience.
So this is how he rules. The king directly Lord. I am to Sakshat Bhagavan. He is the direct expansion of Supreme Lord. And he is the master of the three worlds. Three Adisha. And Kutastha is unchanging. Atma is Antaryami. So here he is compared with Kshirodaksha Vishnu. Kshirodaksha Vishnu who stays in Dhruvaloka, who is the responsible for the maintenance of the entire world, who expands himself as Paramatma in each and every living entity. So like that. Since he is the expansion of Kshirodaksha Vishnu, and whatever qualities and attributes of Kshirodaksha Vishnu, they are glorifying in Prthu Maharaj. So in that way. He is directly Lord, he is the master of the three worlds, he is unchanging, he is the Antaryami, and he has appeared at the portion of the Lord, Kalaya Avatirna. In him, the sages see that the appearance of variety created by ignorance is meaningless. So, when the great sages who are completely detached, Mukta Sangha, people who was mentioned in the previous verse, by looking at Prthu, seeing him as an expansion of Supreme Lord, they say that the variety in the material world is all like dream products. They don't have any factual existence. That means basically Mukta Sangha means they are not attached to things of this world. Why they are not attached to things of this world? Because they see things of this world as illusory. Like that objects in the dream. Even in the dream, we may go through so many surroundings. But when the dream is over, when they get up, none of those things are useful. They don't have any factual existence. So in that way. That's how, by looking at him, by seeing him at the expansion of Supreme Lord, the sages come up with this conclusion. We only want to be attached to Supreme Lord, not to the material world. So in that way. In the Lord, the sages present in that assembly, they see variety made of ignorance to be meaningless or insubstantial, like variety in a dream, perceived by the imposition of gross and subtle bodies on the jiva. In a dream, we identify ourselves with a different person, and that person might be having so many things. So while dream is going on, he might be a millionaire, billionaire, or so and so. But once the dream is over, he is neither the person nor does he possess any of the things in the dream. So like that. So this is how the sages come up with the conclusion that whatever we see all around is like the dream objects. So in that way. This comes later on in the 29th chapter of the 4th canto. The philosophical understanding of this. Artehi avidyamanepi samshrutirna nivartate. Manasa linga rupena swapne vicharato yata. So it says that though suffering does not really exist, samsara will not cease as long as the conception of suffering continues. So the understanding is that actually for the Atma, there is no suffering and there is no happiness in the material world. Atma has nothing to do with the happiness or distress of this material world. But still, as long as one identifies with the suffering and happiness in the material world, till then, the samsara does not cease. Samsara does not stop. Because as long as we are living in the body, the gross body, subtle body, we see the happiness of the gross body, subtle body as our happiness. We see the suffering of the gross body, subtle body as our suffering. So as long as the gross body, subtle body is there, a person's samsara will never cease. The understanding with the gross body, subtle body is like the dream. In a dream also, we identify with a different body. In the dream also, a person might be going through happiness, sometimes might be going through misery. But as soon as one comes out of the dream, till that continues, that fear or that happiness continues for some time. But later on one forgets. Similarly, currently, whatever we are going through, it's all like a big dream. Because we are identifying with this body and we are in the dream of that body. So once this dream is over, the happiness and distress connected to that particular dream body is also over.
Difficult to understand.
This kind of
This verse comes in the Bhagavatam for 6 times. Okay. I will make it simple. Tonight, when we go home, we get a dream. I get a dream that in the dream, I am like a bird flying from this mountain to that mountain. I'm enjoying while flying. And suddenly somebody shoots or throws an arrow and the arrow pierces me. I'll go through pain. Because that arrow is shooted or the bullet is shooted, the bird falls down. While it is falling down, I come out of the dream. What will be my state now? As soon as I come out of the dream,
Searching for the.
yeah, what happened? Where is the arrow? Where is the arrow? And where I fell down, where is the mountain, etc. I see around. So does the mountain exist? Does the arrow exist?
From the material point of view, yes. But from the point of view, so when you're connected spiritually with God, or when you're connected with the saints, or when you are, in that portion, your soul is also happy, frankly speaking. So it's not just, so whatever advancement that you might make from the spirituality point of view, the soul is happy. I mean, from whatever we have learned from people like you, that's what, from that point of view. So in that case, how do you see this?
No, this is a philosophical understanding. It is not about bhakti or jnana or yoga. Bhakti, jnana, yoga are beyond. Okay, they are helping us to go back to order. That is a entirely different thing. It is talking about the normal activities that we do in this material world. Material activities in relation to body and mind. Whatever we do, they don't have factual existence, permanent existence in that sense. So this philosophy should be seen like that. That's why this is the main verse for the jnana. Wherever jnana is spoken in the Bhagavatam, this verse comes. This verse comes 6 times, maximum times repeated in the Bhagavatam. After that, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prajita Janadiya Shvairagyam Jnanam Chaitayadikam. That comes 5 times. That is the Bhakti verse. This is Jnana verse comes 6 times. Bhakti verse comes 5 times.
In Bhagavatam.
In the Bhagavatam. From the beginning to the end. This verse is a like philosophical word. Philosophy. Basically, the philosophy of Jnana is all about. Jnana means renunciation, means sannyas. So, what is the background of taking sannyas? Detachment, na? When you will become detached?
Only when you don't identify with it.
When you don't identify with the things?
When you understand you're not the body.
Much more than that. Not only you are not the body and the things in this material world, like the other family members, the home, the vehicle, bank balance, and properties, everything is like the dream object. The analogy is given in terms of a dream. While we are going to the dream, we identify with everything that we have. But after the dream is over, none of those things will exist for us. They may be there somewhere, but we have nothing to do with those things. Same way, whatever we have in our possession in this lifetime, our own body, our family members, our home, other things, after death, they have no connection with us. So that is the philosophy. So Jnanis will read this and understand this thoroughly. They are convinced. These things have no connection with me. Why do I need to have connection with them right now? So they give them up, they take sannyas and go to forest and practice jnana. That is the philosophical background for jnana. Because they have not only theoretically understood, they have actually practically understood it, realized it. That's how they could give it up. Till the time we don't realize it, we don't give up. Till then we, ये भी चाहिए, वो भी चाहिए, ये भी चाहिए, वो भी चाहिए, सब चाहिए. It goes on. It's like that.
Connect.
Loud. Bhakti is little different. Jnana, their understanding is that all these things have no factual existence, have nothing to do with them. So detachment. For a devotee, everything belongs to Lord. Aham sarvasya prabho mattam sarvam pravat. Everything is coming from the Lord and everything is meant for the Lord, not meant for me. Whatever I have, everything I will use in the service of the Lord, not for my own enjoyment. He also has detachment, but only thing is that he is not giving them up. The Jnani gives them up. He does not use only. But devotee uses everything in the service of the Lord. And Karmi opposite. Karmi says, everything is meant for me. No detachment, no Lord service. Only for my sake. Huh?
What about the yogi?
Yogi Jnani both are same. Yogi Jnani both are same. Only when they have that detachment only they will be able to practice Jnana or Ashtanga Yoga. Otherwise they will not practice. It will be difficult. अभी घर के प्रति आकर्षण है, घर छोड़ के फर्श में कैसे जाएंगे, वन में कैसे जाएंगे? Very difficult. Even वन में जाएगा तो भी वही हाल होगा. It's like that. This is how these three people treat the world. The Jnanis see the world as a dream object. The Karmis see the world as a eternal permanent place. So they say that let us continue our enjoyment. Oh, you remember Bhagavad Gita 2nd chapter 40-41? Yam imam pushpitam vacha pravadanti avipachita veda vada rata partha na anyat asti iti vadina. So the superficial readers of the Veda, they say that there is nothing more than the enjoyment in the material world. The Vedas say that by following all these rules and regulations, by performing all these rituals, how can you improve your enjoyment here? Either here in the Boloka or in the heaven. Kamatmana Swargapara. Kamatmana Sargapara.
Janma karma
Lokeshwarya Gatim Pati. Sorry? Yeah, somebody saying?
No, I was trying to complete the verse, Prabhu.
Kamatmana Sargapara Janma Karma Falapradam. So they perform so many Vedic rituals for two reasons. One is either to get birth in the heaven or to get birth in the aristocratic family. Jarma Karma Falapradam. Bhogaishwarya Gatim Prati. Kriya Vishesha Bahulam Bhoga Aishwarya Gatim Prati. They perform so many Vedic rituals one after the other, one after the other, so that they will have more Bhoga and more Aishwarya, either here or in the heaven. So this is the mentality of the Karmis, Sakama Karmis. And mentality of the Nishkama Karma Yogis, Jnana Yogis, Ashtanga Yogis is they see the entire world as a dream product. And the devotees see everything is belonging to the Supreme Lord. It should be used only in the service of the Supreme Lord, not for one's own service. This is how the three different category of people see the world or see themselves.
So, Prabhuji, as far as the belongings are concerned, okay, as a bhakta, we might think that this all belongs to Krishna and we can use it in the service of Krishna, though it doesn't happen that way. But when it comes to emotional things, like sometimes you feel disturbed, sometimes you're happy also because of some situations. So, as a devotee, how do I deal with such? I mean, should I be not happy when there is happy circumstances, or should I be not crying for something unwanted thing happened? What is it like? How do I keep myself neutral as a devotee, not affected by both the scenario?
No, the understanding is that scriptures never say you should not be happy, you should not be like that, not like that. Do everything in relation to Krishna. Yat karoshi yadashnashi, yat josh tadashyat, yat tapashasi kaunteya, tat purusho madarpanam. A activity of happy occasion or sad occasion, everything do in relation to Krishna. So in that way, all activities become bhakti activities. Otherwise, generally, when there is a happy occasion, we see as our own endeavor, our own, it is up to our own credit, so like that. And when it is a sad occasion, we give blame to others. It goes all the way up to Lord also. Lord is not happy seeing us happy. May not be us, but in general, outside people do like that.
I was just thinking about the entire Sthita Pragya section where Krishna says because they are not affected, they withdraw their senses.
That is also in Jnana.
Recently, I experienced somebody passing away, and we were deeply affected by this. Not that I read Bhagavad Gita, I tried to explain the relatives also that we are not the body, so let's do pray, all this. But we were affected. We were deeply.
The Jnanis and Yogis are not supposed to be affected. Devotees are affected, but they see the entire scene in relation to Krishna. If one is failed to see entire event in relation to Krishna, they are not devotees yet. So like that. It appears to be a little strong, but as we progress further and further, we are able to see every event in relation to Krishna. Currently, we are still under practice, under trying to understand. It will take time to understand how exactly to see Krishna. So when something happens and tragedy happens, how many of us can see that, okay, Krishna is doing something good to us through this tragedy?
I was just trying to explain the same because this was untimely. That
Yeah.
mother expired just very young age. So I was like, what will happen to the children and all this? So it was continuous turmoil, and we were.
So I mean, this is a little practical understanding. The devotee sees that Krishna is in control. I'm not in control, everything Krishna is in control. Whatever happens is happening according to his wish. Who am I to question? Who am I to judge? In generally, something happens unexpected in front of us, we always, why it happened, so much inquiry is there, so much bothering is there. It should not have happened like this, should not have happened like this. So much bothering, so much inquiry is there. That is a normal human tendency because we want to keep everything in our control. We have a plan, things should go according to that plan. Or we have some expectation, things should go according to that expectation, if not plan. If something goes out of that, so we become insecure or we become distressed, something like that. But a devotee sees whatever is happening by the will of the Supreme Lord. I don't have to worry. That doesn't mean that he has become hard-hearted.
Yeah.
He has emotions, but at the same time, he has complete understanding that he is in control. I am not in control. So this is like little thin line difference is there. It takes a lot of maturity, lot of hard work to get into that side. If something happens in my home, my mother chastises me. If you are a devotee, everything should happen nicely. So they think that going to temple, offering coconut and offering prayer, putting something in only means, okay, all problems will be solved. And I am practicing devotion means all my family should be like very smooth. Then I say that no, not like that. Since I have become devotee, more problems will come. Get ready to
14
face.
generations.
Huh?
14 generations.
No. Oh, alag baat hai. That is only when somebody becomes like Prahlad. 21 generations.
21.
That is a different thing.
Demigods, you people were very happy. After the winter you start, you are always very stressed.
So that is the problem. We want everything to be in our control, but it is not like that.
I was just asking from one perspective that as a devotee, as a practicing devotee, how should we feel rather, like there was a pain. And as I said, in some circumstances, we are happy also. But actually, we know nothing of these two actually existed, So,
No, not like that.
yeah.
So again, you are speaking like a jnani.
No, I'm not speaking.
It's
like
not like that
I'm
nothing
not
is
much.
existing,
Yeah,
but how do we see it? How do we perceive it?
yeah.
The jnanis who are completely detached, because their main goal is to go to Brahman. Brahman means complete trance, complete peaceful existence. So for them, since childhood, they are taught like that. The material dualities have no existence. But bhakti is not like that. Bhakti is made up of emotions.
And not this soul.
So devotees have to go through all the emotions. But the only thing is that currently we go through emotions in relation to ourselves. But we should train ourselves to go through emotions related to Krishna. Every emotion should be in connection with Krishna. That then it becomes Bhava. Till then, it remains material sense gratification. Hare Krishna, devotees online able to follow?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you.
Yes, Prabhu.
So Prabhupada quotes in the purport, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Astini Sunicheva Subhakecha Pandita Tam Darshana. So what kind of a person is called a Pandita? What kind of a person is in knowledge? So this is like whether it is devotee or jnani, one does not see the external covering. One only sees the spiritual spark inside. Whether somebody is a Brahmana, Gavi, Asti or Sunicheva, Sapaka, they only see the internal spiritual spark, not the external covering. So that is the symptom of knowledge. So in that way. So next they continue. They say that Ayambuvo Mandalam Mandalamodayadrer Goptai Kaviro Naradevanata Astaya Jaitram Ratamata Chapa Paryastate Dakshinato Yatarta.
The king, being uniquely powerful and heroic, will have no competitor. He will travel around the globe on his victorious chariot, holding his invincible bow and in his hand, and appearing exactly like the sun, which rotates in its own orbit from the south.
So how does he rule the kingdom? Such kind of details will come now. The most heroic protector, the king of kings, Naradeva Natha. Naradeva means king. Natha means the master. So that indicates he is the monarch. There are so many small kings, but he is the monarch. He is the king of all the small kings. Emperor, yes. Situated on his victory chariot with bow in hand, will circumambulate the whole earth, Bhuvo Mandalam, the entire Bhumandala, clockwise from the sunrise mountain, like the sun. Just like the sun goes from east to west, again to east, every day in circumambulation, like that King Prthu, mounting on his chariot, holding the bow on his hand, travel all over the kingdom, making sure that no irreligious people are faring well. So in the basically he will perform kingly duties perfectly. That is indicated with this verse. He will make sure that the religious people are protected, irreligious people are punished. So in that way.
So when he is circumambulating, that means he is doing through entire Bhumandala.
That means he travels all over the kingdom. He does not stay at one place and send news to here there. He personally goes out of the kingly opulences, kingly comforts, and takes care of the entire kingdom. So in that way, just like sun travels every day, east to west and west to east, he travels all over the kingdom, and he goes personally to take care of the people. It's like that.
This is what I'm trying to understand. Because he's the monarch, he's the emperor, he's doing it through entire Bhumandala.
Yes, entire Bhumandala.
This is quite big.
He don't have to, but still he does. Not online.
That too. No, because even like Priyavrat, he did.
That is a different context.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with ruling. He does for ruling sake. Priyavrata does it for something else.
Giving light. Anyway, that's
That these are all shows his concern for the maintenance of the entire kingdom. You remember last time we mentioned that Prthu Shakti Aveshavatar, that Avesha potency is Palana Shakti. So he exemplifies how the king should rule. So this is how he is ruling. That means the king should be like this. He should always traveling everywhere and making sure that people are protected nicely. Otherwise, he might be enjoying in the palace and he might send the ministers and this, that, and he will do the needful from the home only. But that is not like that. He personally goes and do the needful.
so in case of Dhruv Maharaj, it is Palan Shakti. So when we say Parshuram was also Shakti Avesham.
Dushtanashan Shakti.
You had said last time.
Parshuram used to kill all the irreligious kings at that time.
Dushtanash.
Dushtanashak Shakti.
Which other Shaktis are there?
Lord Shesha, Bhudharana Shakti. Lord Shesha. And 4 Kumaras, Jnana Shakti. Narada Muni Bhakti Shakti.
These are all
Aveshavatas. Shakti Aveshavatas.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Vyasa, literary incarnation, that's what we say. But in that list, Vyasadeva name is not coming. Either Shakti Aveshavatar only, but is like literary incarnation. Bhakti Shakti. Narada Muni Bhakti Shakti, 4 Kumaras Jnana Shakti, and Shesha Bhudharana Shakti, and Parashuram Dushna Shakti, Lord Kapila Palana Shakti.
Kapila also Palan.
Not Kapila. Here, King Prthu is Palana Shakti.
Also, Ruchi, one more thing I wanted to ask. This word kala, like in 1328 also it comes and 8 charms of kala. So kala means exactly variety. So what is that?
No. One simple way we can see is that Amsha means Vishnu Tattvas, direct expansions. All the Vishnu Tattvas are like Amshas. Kala means Avesh Avataras and Vibhutis. They are Kala. They are second expansion, not direct expansion.
Amsha is direct Vishnu.
Direct Vishnu Tattvas. Like Vamana, Varaha, Narasimha, they are all Amshas. And what we are discussing here, King Prthu, these are all Kalas. Aveshas and Vibhutis that we read in Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter. Indra, this, that, they are all Vibhutis. They are also Kala. Like that we should see. Second expansion. So then they further continue. Asmai Nripala Kila Tatra Tatra Balim Harishanti Salokapala Mamsyanta Desham Striya Adirajam Chakrayudam Tat Esha Uddarantya.
When the king travels all over the world, other kings as well as the demigods will offer him all kinds of presentations. Their queens will also consider him the original king, who carries in his hand the emblem of club and disc, and will sing of his fame, for he will be reputable as the supreme personality of Godhead.
So here one interesting thing they are mentioning. Prthu just now appeared and he became youthful. Then he was coronated. He seated on the throne. And the bards are talking about what is going to happen in the future. So when King Prthu seated on his chariot, when he was traveling all over the Bhumandala, looking after the protection of the innocent and punishing the miscreants, that time, what happens is, wherever he goes, the ladies will sing the glories of King Prthu. That is mentioned in this verse, and what glories they will sing is mentioned in the future verses. Everywhere, wherever king went, the king, along with the devatas, will offer tribute, and their wives, the kings, along with the devatas, will offer tribute. That means, in whichever place he goes, the local king will receive him very nicely and offer him gift and also pay taxes. At the same time, the ladies in that kingdom, the wife of the king and other ladies, they glorify his fame. And they will glorify him as the Adi Raja, the original king, the monarch of the entire kingdom, the entire Bhumandala. The ladies of the small kings, they accept he is the Adi Raja, and whenever he would visit their kingdom, they would receive him nicely, offer all the gifts, and then they offer praises, describing his wonderful qualities, wonderful activities. So what all the activities were sung by those ladies are mentioned in the future verses. So the bards are telling in advance only. Later on, you will travel all over. You will be received by the kings very nicely, and their queens will glorify your wonderful activities.
More predictions, huh?
Yes. So now the ladies are saying these next 3-4 verses are spoken by the ladies only. So these verses, whatever is mentioned in these verses, Vidura takes reference of these verses and asks questions in the next chapter. And those past tense will be elaborated in the remaining chapters. So what is going to come in the future chapters is mentioned in 3-4 verses, very brief, in a summary way. So in that way. Ayam mahingam dududedi raja prajapatirvrittikara prajanam yolilayadrin swashashara kotya bindam samam gam akarodyatendra.
This king, this protector of his citizens, is an extraordinary king, and he is equal to the Prajapati living gods. For the living facility of all citizens, he will milk the earth, which is like a cow. Not only that, but he will level the surface of the earth with the pointed ends of his bow, breaking all the hills exactly as King Indra, the heavenly king, breaks mountains with his powerful thunderbolt.
Yeah. So there was a pastime mentioned in the Ramayana. Previously, all the mountains would fly. They used to have wings. They would go and land wherever they want. That would cause disturbance to the sages who are living in the forest and performing austerities. So being disturbed by all these mountains, the mountains used to play tricks or pranks with the sadhus. They all approached Indra and they complained to Indra. Indra, please do something. So Indra became angry with the mountains. He took up his Vajrayuda. He started cutting off the wings. So as a result of that, the mountains could not fly afterwards anymore. So while doing that, one mountain somehow escaped and hid itself in the ocean. The ocean god gave shelter, and then Indra said, okay, no problem, I will not disturb you, but you should help us in the future. So like that mountain helped when Hanumanji was jumping from Mahendragiri to Lanka. Mainaka mountain? Mainaka?
Yeah.
Being requested by Samudra, the ocean god, that mountain came up and requested Hanumanji, please take some rest. So Hanumanji said, no, I will not. I have to go. But still you are offering me some service. I'll just touch. So Hanumanji just touched with his feet and then went ahead. So that mountain is hidden in the ocean. That one mountain has wings even today also. All other mountains' wings are taken away by Indra. So here the ladies are saying that just
What is
like
the name of that mountain you mentioned, Prabhuji?
I remember Mainaka mountain.
Okay, Mainaka.
Mainaka mountain. Raman, that Sundarakanda it comes.
So it must be in the ocean of down south, no? There.
Yeah, it is there. So now they are saying that the ladies are saying that just like Indra cut off the wings of the mountain and destroyed their pride. Later on, you will. I mean, they said that when they said the activity is already performed, the ladies are saying that you have uprooted the mountains and leveled the earth. Because on the surface of the earth there are so many mountains. That's why the mountain became up and down. With your bow tip, you kind of removed all the mountain peaks and made the entire earth level, so that it can be used for agriculture or town development, etc. And here Dhanush Kotya comes. Swa Sharasa Kotya. Sharasa Kotya means basically Sharasa means Dhanush. Dhanush Kotya, that also comes in Ramayana. After that, Ram Setu was constructed all the way from Rameshwaram to Lanka. When they are coming back, Vibhishan, he tells Lord Ram, my dear Lord, please break this mound, this bridge. Otherwise, Lanka is the residence of Rakshasas and Bharatavarsha is the residence of human beings. If there is a commutation, already the human beings are troubled by the Rakshasas so much. So if this path is there, everyone will come here. They will trouble a lot. Till now, only few Rakshasas who have the potency to jump across, they came. But if the bridge is there, everyone will come. So better break the mountain, break the bridge. So Lord Ram and everyone was in the Vishwa Vimana only. Extending his bow, Vimana came down a little bit and with bow, he hit with the tip of the bow. The bridge broke where it is joining Rameshwaram. That's why that place is called Dhanush Koti. With the tip of the bow, that bridge was broken at that place. It became Dhanush Koti. Same way, with the tip of the bow, Prthu Maharaj will uproot the mountains and level the earth. He leveled it. That's what the ladies are saying. You did it already. Just as Indra easily broke the mountains by breaking their wings with the tip of his bow, King Prthu also broke the mountains and leveled the earth. Adi Raja, O King of Kings, Master of the citizens, Prajapati, and the provider of the maintenance for all the people, Prajanam Vrittikara. He also milked the earth as a cow. He made earth as a cow and milked the cow. Milked the earth for all the necessities that are required for the people in general. So these are the two activities which are already performed by Prthu. By the time when Prthu goes to various kingdoms, the ladies were praising him.
Hare Krishna. But
Yes,
Prabhuji, I have a small doubt that mountains also are very much important and they give a lot of things. Na? So leveling them, for what reason I didn't understand it properly.
Yeah, that will be mentioned in the next chapter. When we discuss next chapter, we will see. As I mentioned, since the entire surface of the earth is filled with so many downs and uphills, so many mountains are there, very difficult to travel, very difficult to construct homes, all these things. In order to construct cities properly, Prthu leveled the most of the surface of the earth. It doesn't mean that he leveled complete earth. Wherever it is needed, that places he leveled it, so that agriculture or city construction can be done. So like that we should see.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Vispurjayan ajagavam damasvayam adacharat kshamam avisayya ajau tada nililyordishi dishi ashanto langulamudyamya yata mrugendra.
When the lion travels,
In the forest. Continue.
its tail turns upwards, all meaner animals hide themselves. Similarly, when King Prthu will travel over his kingdom and vibrate the string of his bow, which is made of the horns of goats and bulls, and is irresistible in battle. All rogues and thieves will hide themselves in all directions.
So when he's traveling from kingdom to kingdom on the surface of the Bhumandala, so what happens that is explained. When he traveled on the surface of the earth during the battle, twanging his irresistible bow made up of cow and goat horn, which was given by Varuna. During coronation ceremony, all the devas came. Varuna gave a bow, which is made up of goat horn and sheep horns. Because they are very strong. The bow made up of them is like very strong, and arrow can be thrown to a long distance and very powerful. Like a lion with raised tail, the sinful fled away in all direction. Just by hearing the sound of twanging the bowstring, all the sinful people will flee away. They cannot stand in front of Prthu Maharaj. Even in Mahabharata, during the Virata Parva, when the Kauravas wanted to excavate the Pandavas who were hiding in Virata kingdom, they requested Trigartas to attack the kingdom from one side, and the Kauravas themselves attacked on the other side. So all the kingdom, all the warriors went to fight with Trigartas. There was no one left, only Uttara Kumar. Arjun was like Bruhandala, so he was considered to be lady at that time. Only Uttara Kumar was left, prince was left. Then the news came that the Kauravas stole the cows. So Uttara Kumar thought the Kauravas means only very few people, 10 people will be there. I will fight them easily and come back. But the entire Kaurava army was there, headed by Bhishma, Drona, Krupa, Ashwatthama, Karna, and all the 100 Kauravas. Everyone was there. When he looked at them, Bruhandala, not Bruhandala, the Uttara Kumara was afraid. He requested Bruhandala, please take the chariot to city. I don't want to fight with them. It's like a big ocean. I can't fight. Yeah, it's a small youth in that sense. So then Arjuna took him to the forest where they hid the weapons and requested him to climb the tree and brought down the weapons. Then he takes away his Gandiva bow. Then he put the rope. Generally, when the bow is at home, they don't keep the rope. They release the bow so that it will be free of tension. When you put the rope, the thread, it becomes tight. After that, he pulled the rope once. It created so much sound. That sound was heard by the entire Kaurava Sena. And Mahabharata says that the horses, they urinated. And the, what you can say, the warriors who walk on the foot soldiers, their hearts were shivered. Even the 100 Kauravas were also afraid. What? Who came? Mahadev came or what like that? All of them, they thought that Mahadev came. Only Bhishma and Drona understood it is Arjuna. And they said that Bhishma and Drona were talking to each other. Wait for a good fight. Get ready. So the one who is coming is none other than Arjuna. So wait for a good fight. For many days, many years, there was no fight. There was no fun in life. Then wait for it. Like that, they were preparing themselves for the battle with Arjuna. So it's like that. The twanging of the bow is like produces so much sound. Everyone becomes afraid hearing that. So here same thing is mentioned. When he twangs the bow, then releases the thread, bowstring, whatever sound produced by hearing it, the criminals will flee away. Understand that the king is coming. Bhagavad.
Personality Arjuna. And that time he did
It's not just Arjuna. It also about the bow. That is a Gandiva bow. That is a special bow. That bow only can produce that sound. Other ordinary bows cannot produce that sound. That also required.
It's given by Shiva.
Gandiva was by Indra.
Not Shiva. Agnidev gave. Agnidev gave.
Indra also gave some weapons, no?
There is actually some story. Some say. Okay, it's Ramayana. Ramayana, that bow, actually once at one point of time, Vishwakarma made 2 bows. That is from Dadichi only. Later on 6th canto we'll read that. Dadichi's body bones are taken out. For Indra, he made one Vajrayuda. For Lord Vishnu, for Lord Shiva, he made 2 bows. Lord Shiva bow came down in the Sita Swayamvar. That time Lord Rama broke it. Lord Vishnu's bow also came down. That came to Parshuram. And from Parshuram, Lord Rama took it. After the Sita Swayamvar, Parshuram came with that bow. You think you are so powerful, you lift the bow, Shiva bow, you lift Vishnu's bow, then I'll understand your glories. Then he instantly grabbed from the hands of Parshuram and took it away very easily. Because it's very difficult to lift that bow also. And some say that Vishnu bow only later on eventually changed from hands to hand. It came to Arjuna as Gandiva. That's what some acharyas describe it. So it is not an ordinary bow.
Chandra's bow is also very powerful.
That is Saranga bow. That is always with him only.
Kodanda.
Yeah, Saranga. Saranga Pani, Kodanda Pani, both are same. Two different names. It is called Saranga. Saranga Dhanvana is the holder of the Saranga bow. It is called Kodanda also, that Saranga also, like that. These are like special bows. So nothing matches to them in this world. So in that way.
So when Arjuna fought with Kauravas, it was like a practice fight or what?
No, it
Fight,
was.
fight.
It is.
That time he defeated all of them, right?
Yes. It is not practice fight. It is like exhibition of his learning. He went to Swarga, learned everything. No? Now he is displaying all his skills. He does not want to kill anybody. He just want to defeat everyone. He kind of defeated everyone. He put them to the sleep because the fight will continue only because he is alone. There are many warriors. While he is fighting with one person, other person will get recuperated and they will fight. Like it will never end. He put them to sleep and stole the garments and went away. Took the garments, upper garments of all the warriors. That is like kind of insult. Now they cannot fight anymore. So that upper garment indicates their prestige, their fame, name. So without that they cannot fight. Something like that. So out of shame, out of insult, they went back to Hastinapur. So it's like that. So just like when lion comes out of the gufa, all the small animals will flee away. When Prthu comes out, indicating by the twanging of the bowstring, hearing that sound, all sinful people will flee away. So like this is the power of Prthu. And next interesting thing. Eshoshwamedan Shetamajahara Saraswati Pradurabhaviyatra Aharshidesya Hayam Purandara Shatakratusharame Vartamane.
At the source of the river Saraswati, the king will perform 100 sacrifices known as Ashwamedha. In the course of the last sacrifice, the heavenly king Indra will steal the sacrificial horse.
Yeah, this also will be explained in one of the future chapters. The king performed 100 horse sacrifices where Saraswati Vidura appeared. At the beginning point of Saraswati, he performed 100 sacrifices. During the 100th sacrifice, Indra, the king and master of heaven and the performer of 100 sacrifices, Shatakratu, stole the horse. Because Indra had the credit that he is the performer of the 100 Ashwamedha sacrifices. If anybody else performs, Indra becomes afraid. Because whoever performs 100 Ashwamedha sacrifices, they will be given the throne of in Swarga. So Indra is worried whether my throne will be taken away from me and will be given to that person.
Maharaj also.
Yeah, at Balimara also was performing 100. At the time, Lord Vamana comes during the 100th time. So in that way. So Indra came and stole the horse.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Madhaj.
But in this case, Indra was Supreme Lord himself, Yajna, isn't it?
That was Yajna only.
Yeah. So then what is the necessity of performing 100 sacrifices? He did not have to fear at all, isn't it?
No, actually, he did not have to fear. That time we will discuss why Indra stole that horse. We will discuss it elaborately. Right now, I don't want to reveal the suspense.
Okay.
That must be another Leela.
I have mentioned all the details in the book, Bhagavata Tattva Vichar. So why that time Indra is Lord Yajna himself? Why did he do? The understanding is the time when Prthu was performing these 100 sacrifices, it was almost end of Treta Yuga. Now Dwapar Yuga has to start. So Treta Yuga quality is Dharmishtra. Everyone is perfect followers of Dharma. The Dwapar Yuga quality is confusion. What is Dharma? What is Adharma? Very difficult to proclaim. So they are always in confusion, dilemma, whether this is dharma, whether that is dharma. In order to create such kind of situation, Indra created so many apasampadayas by wearing the dress of mendicants. So by creating that, the people who does not have proper conviction about Vedas will follow the apasampradayas created by Indra and they say that is dharma. But people who have proper conviction, they actually follow true conduct. But people in between, they are confused whether we should follow Vedas or we should follow Indra. In order to create that confusion, Indra stole the horses again and again. One horse only, he stole it again and again to create so many apasampradayas, so that the Dwapara Yuga can start. So that is the understanding. It was a pastime happened willingly.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Indra is Yagya.
That time Indra was Yajna, called Yajna, son of Ruchi and Akuti.
And Yagya, in one sense, we said he is expansion of Krishna. I mean, Krishna only.
Because he is responsible for the three planetary systems. It is he supposed to take care of the transition from Treta Yuga to Dwapara Yuga.
Changing.
So later on, we see in the 12th canto there is a mention about Lord Kalki. When Lord Kalki will come at the end of the Kali Yuga, he will destroy all the miscreants. Only few sadhus will remain. And by the fragrance emitting from his spiritual body, the entire atmosphere which was contaminated by Kali Yuga will completely transform into Satya Yuga atmosphere. Whatever pollution due to carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, whatever, everything will be removed. The entire atmosphere becomes Satya Yuga. Not only the external atmosphere, the internal atmosphere, the people who were remaining at that time, they also change into Satya Yuga mentality. That's how Lord Kalki will take the responsibility of transforming Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga, because like big transition. Satya to Treta, Treta to Dwapara, Dwapara to Kali is a small transition only. But Kali to Satya means
Big jump.
big jump. So that is the responsibility of Kalki. Every time, whenever he appears, that is his service. He does that. So like that.
Regarding the river Saraswati, do we have any knowledge? Because some say that it is now hidden.
Here it is hidden, but is there in the Bharata Varsha, in the upper planets name, in the greater Himalayas, in the Bharata Varsha, Saraswati is there. On the bank of Saraswati only Badrikashram is there.
Yeah.
And there only Vyasadev is residing now. Vyasadev currently stays on the bank of Saraswati. Not this one. This Saraswati only visible to us only small distance. But Saraswati actually there in the bigger Himalayas.
Which is we don't have access.
We don't have access. Which Madhvacharya went and met Vyasadeva, na? That one. There Saraswati is free flowing. But here it has become invisible.
In Badrikashram also we have a cave there. We say the Vyasa used to sit there.
That is a replica. That is a replica place. That is not the original place. It is a pastime, a replica place. For our benefit it is.
So all these places, these are actually replica only, because we went all
Most
the
of
way
them.
to Ahobilam.
Ahobilam is also.
That, and then you said it's replica. So
That is also
we
a.
have to touch karke.
Actually, if you want to touch, you have to go to
Even,
Swargaloka. Original pastime happened in Swargaloka. So in that.
Even the
No, no,
place where
Ahobilam
Bharat
climbing
Maharaj
is-
lived,
Yes, Mataji.
even the place where Bharat Maharaj lived, even that is a replica, or that is in the upper Himalayas, the Pulakashram.
Okay, that is
Bharat
also in the
Maharaj.
upper Himalayas. That is also in
Upper
upper
Himalayas.
Himalayas, not here.
Oh.
That Pulaha Ashram is in the upper Himalayas.
Mhm. Okay.
Bharat Maharaj performed austerities. He became deer. That is in the upper Himalayas, in the Pulaha Ashram.
Mhm. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Hope Vrindavan is not duplicate like that.
No, Vrindavan is not replicating. Vrindavan, Lord Krishna came
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Vrindavan,
saying
Ayodhya,
everything has
Mayapur,
got
they are
it.
actually here only.
Okay.
Lanka is a replication. Sri Lanka is a replication of original Lanka. Sri Lanka is not the original Lanka. Original Lanka is separate, and there is a replica of that is there in Sri Lanka. They say that this is the Ashoka Vatika. This that is a replica. And there is a one place Kankal in the nearby Haridwar. From Haridwar, not Haridwar, Rishikesh. from Rishikesh, 1 hour journey, there is a place called Kankal. There is a place, if you go there, they say that Daksha performed yajna here only. उनका सर इधर ही काटा हुआ था, उनका यज्ञ कुंड यहीं पे था. Mother Saraswati burnt herself here only, like that. The local priests, they always say all these things, but actually yajna happened in the Great Himalayas. This is only a replica place. So in that way. Yes, Prabhu, why not? Going to Govardhan village has some significance. Okay, worshipping deity in your home and worshipping deity in the temple, is there any difference? Or worshipping the Lord in the spiritual world, is there any difference? Pastimes are also absolute. Abhinnatvam nama namine. Which one? But the replica is manifested by a devotee. Just like the deity in the temple is not the original Lord. The deity is manifested by a devotee. Devotee invite the Lord to come and reside here. Same way, devotee invited that holy place to come and reside here. In that way. Same way we should see.
But if it is a replica, it does not use its secret.
Ah, yes. Just like the way we treat deity, whether it is in our home or in the temple, whom we see non-different from the Supreme Lord, same way we should see all these pastime places, non-different from the original places.
Same with Dwarka.
Dwarka is original. He is not there, na? With Samudra mein dub gaye.
All the dhams are basically the original, like Vrindavan, and as you said, Mayapur also,
Yes.
and Puri.
Ah. Okay. Hare Krishna, any questions from online devotees? If there are no questions, we'll take a small break.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, you said Sri Lanka is different also, right? This is not the Sri Lanka.
Yeah, Sri Lanka is the replica place of Lanka, I said.
Yeah, but then you said about this, the Dhanushkoti is there. That is from Lanka to this. Just now we read the past time.
Dhanushkoti, I said, that is from Rameshwaram to Lanka, not Rameshwaram to Sri Lanka.
Oh, okay.
So
But
many
then
times devotees
even
ask this question, what about Sri Lanka?
demons are there in Lanka also.
Ah,
Hello.
see, Lanka is the abode of the Rakshasas. Vibhishana is currently living in Lanka.
Okay.
Where is the original Lanka, Prabhu? Like you said, how the Ahobilam pastime, that original pastime happened in Swargaloka. So how, where the original Lanka is now?
We will discuss in 5th canto. I will show you the images, some images about that.
Okay, and Prabhuji, you mentioned about Vrindavan, but we also say that this is a Bhauma Vrindavan, right? So you mean Bhauma Vrindavan, where the pastimes took place of Lord Krishna? That is the same Bhauma Vrindavan where the pastimes. That's what you mean.
Pastimes of Krishna happened here only when he was present for those who are for 11 years.
Yeah, right.
So in that way.
Okay.
But Krishna still resides there, no, Prabhuji, in the Bhaumya Vrindavan also.
So the understanding is that our acharyas do not see the Bhauma Vrindavan and Goloka Vrindavan as non-different from each other. Whatever pastimes are happening in the Goloka Vrindavan, simultaneously they are enacted here also in the Bhauma Vrindavan and Aparkata Lila. Since they don't see any difference between this place and that place, so whatever is happening there is happening here, what is happening here, happening there. So from that context, they say that the Nitya Lila is going on here eternally. So both of them are like one thing only manifest to two places. Duplication is happening. So in that way.
Okay. Thank you.
But for our mundane vision, we can't see. Only some celebrated devotees can be able to see it. Like we hear about the pastime of Dukhi Krishnadas. He entered into that pastime, finding out that Nupur of Radharani and eventually became Shamananda Pandit. So like that, few of them will be able to envision the Nitya Lila, what's happening around. Others not. Goswamis by default. After Goswamis, I'm saying. So like that.
Just one clarification. One thing, like regarding this NASA claiming that this bridge is being found, So once I heard Shaman Prabhu saying that Lord has said that once he is going back, he will kind of, pack up things. These things are not real. So how do we take it? Like NASA is saying that we can see the bridge now. There is existence of that such thing, such structure at least, if not the bridge. So what it means? So they are false or what?
I have no comments. So maybe some remnants are there. We can say like that. If not the whole bridge, because whole bridge is like they said that 5 yojanas wide. 100 yojanas long, 5 yojanas wide. One yojana is 13 kilometers. 5 yojanas wide is 13 into 5. 65 kilometers, not 65 meters. If you go to Dhanushkoti, it is not so wide. They say, okay, small distance only. Here to the main road only. Maybe some 50 meters, not even 50 meters. Then where is the 65? 65 kilometers. Width is 65 kilometers. The width of the bridge is 65 kilometers. Then where is that entire bridge? So Lord wound up everything, but only a few remnants are remaining. That way you can think. Okay. We'll take a few minutes break because devotees won't get prasadam here afterwards. Hare Krishna. We'll continue after 2 minutes.
Actually, remembering the past time when like Lord Krishna was going from Indraprasth to back to Dwarka. That time all the ladies were standing and they were also, speaking about the Lord. That time I remember, I think Raghunath or somebody said that these females who are glorifying Krishna are actually realized souls. They know everything. Like they are all the philosophers basically. So like Manishi is trying. So when I'm reading these ladies speaking, like this is not it happened. Somebody saying that these ladies will speak so.
Nice.
So they are also, it seems they are also very learned females.
Yes, yes. So, Hare Krishna, devotees are there? We'll continue.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
एष स्वतत्मो पवने समेता सनत्कुमारां भगवन्तमेकम् आराध्य भक्त्या लभतामलाम् अथ ज्ञानं यतो ब्रह्म परं विदन्ति.
This king Prthu will meet Sanat Kumara, one of the 4 Kumaras, in the garden of his palace compound. The king will worship him with devotion and will be fortunate to receive instruction by which one can enjoy transcendental bliss.
Yeah, this itself is there in one chapter, and complete chapter dedicated for this one verse. Meeting the great sage Sanat Kumara alone in his palace garden and worshipping him with devotion, King Prthu attained spotless knowledge. Esha alabata, Esha labata, tad amalam jnanam. He receives amalam jnanam from Sanat Kumara, by which the yogis know the supreme Brahman. Yato Brahma param vidanti. By that knowledge, the jnanis and yogis know about Param Brahma. That knowledge will be revealed by Sanat Kumara unto King Prthu. So it's like that. So this is the common theme in the entire 4th canto. The devotees practice devotional service. They will have darshan of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu will say, please ask for a benediction. And the devotees say, I want the association of some pure devotees. So Dhruva said that he had the association of Swayambhu Manu. And Prthu will also say to Vishnu that I want to have association of pure devotee. So he will have the association of Sant Kumara. Of course, 4 Kumaras will come, but Sant Kumara speaks on behalf of 4 Kumaras. And Pratyas also same thing. They will have the association of Narada Muni. That is the theme of the entire 4th canto. They practice bhakti first. They will have darshan of Lord Vishnu. Then they will have the association of a pure devotee. They will speak about bhakti in a more elaborate way. So in that. तत्र तत्र गिरस्तास्ता इति विश्रुत विक्रमा श्रोष्यति आत्माश्रिता गान्ता श्रोष्यति आत्माश्रिता घाता पृथु प्रकर्मणा पराक्रमा.
In this way, when the chivalrous activities of King Prthu came to be known to the people in general, King Prthu will always hear about himself and his uniquely powerful actions.
So the previous verses were spoken by the ladies of different kingdoms he was visiting. So like that, wherever Prthu went, the local ladies would always glorify his wonderful deeds. This is being mentioned by the bards now. This is how will happen. This is what will happen in the future. So like that, the ladies will speak of your wonderful activities which you have performed by them. So in that way.
So this is what really kind of astonishing because they're already speaking. They are inspired by the sages. They're already glorifying things which are not happening.
Not happened
yet
yet.
happened.
They are telling about, my dear Prthu, you will do all these things, and all these activities of yours will be glorified by all those ladies whenever you visit the kingdom. 2 things are happening. 2 things are mentioning there. So it's like that. Thus, here and there, with various words of this sort, Prthu, of famous courage, and great strength will hear songs that they skillfully composed. The ladies will compose songs according to their ability, and they glorify King Prthu. They speak, they sing for the pleasure of King Prthu. So like that. In various places, famous words will be spoken by these women. Atma Ashrita means stories told by their own skills. So the verbs are mentioned in the past tense to indicate that in the future, Prthu and the ladies will speak about those things as if they've already happened. That means by the time you will go there, you already performed all those activities. Thus, the bards are indicating everything in advance only. All these things will happen, my dear Prthu, in your future life, like that. So Prthu knows everything right now only, what he's going to do in the future. That's
Hare
what
Krishna.
very.
Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna.
there are two doubts. Like, first of all, I'm not understanding why there is so much glorification of the glorification by the woman, because generally women are not considered that intelligent and this according throughout the scripture. So their glorification, why it is glorified so much. And another is like in the previous chapter we saw that King Prthu, he prevented the glorifiers to unless I have not done anything, please don't glorify me. It is a kind of insult, that kind of a thing. So then why he is accepting the glorification by the woman, which again has not happened yet?
So in the very first verse of this chapter only says that. So the bards are saying that, my dear king, we are not wanting to glorify you. Actually, the sages, the brahmanas who are in the assembly, they are telling us to speak. And we are not even speaking. They enter into our hearts. They are dictating us what to speak, and we are simply repeating. So we have no fault. And they say that what we are glorifying, what activities you does, even for Brahma, difficult to, even it is for Brahma also, it is very difficult to glorify all your wonderful activities. What we are doing is only scratching on the surface only. So you don't worry. So don't worry about all these things, and whether you will do it or not like that. You are directly Lord only. So no need to worry. We are doing it for our purification. Don't stop our purification. Like that, they are continuing. So in that way. When they said we are not doing on our own, we are just simply following the instructions of Brahmanas. So Prthu can't say anything. He cannot stop Brahmanas doing something.
Okay, so the same thing is happening with women also here who are glorifying.
No, see, he's telling that in the future you will travel from one kingdom to other kingdom. When you travel there, the kings will receive you nicely, and the ladies will glorify you, singing the wonderful activities of you.
Okay, so
something
the
like that.
bards only are glorifying that in future when you will travel, this thing will happen and ladies will glorify you in this way. That is how it has.
That's what we
Oh.
are discussing from last half an hour.
Okay, I got
The
misunderstood.
bards are saying that in the future, when you visit the different kingdoms, in those kingdoms, the kings will receive you and the pay taxes, pay gifts, and the ladies will serve you and they will sing your wonderful activities. Something like that.
Okay, understood.
Disho vijitya pratiruddha chakra स्वतेजसोत्पातित लोकशल्या सुरासुरेन्द्रैरुपगीयमाना महानुभावो भविता पतिर्भुवा.
No one will be. Continue, Prabhuji.
No one will be able to disobey the orders of Prthu Maharaj after conquering the world. He will completely eradicate the threefold miseries of the citizens. Then he will be recognized all over the world. At that time, both the Suras and the Asuras will undoubtedly glorify his magnanimous activities.
Conquering all the directions, Disho Vijitya, having unchecked power, Apratiruddha Chakra, uprooting the miseries of the people, Utpatita Loka Shalya, by his own prowess, Swa Tejasa, and glorified by the leaders of the Devatas and demons. Prthu Maharaj's wonderful activities will be glorified by both the demons and the Devatas. Why? We will discuss in the next chapter. Why even demons also glorify him. Later in next chapter, we'll explain about it. Next chapter, 18th chapter. He will become a leader of great authority. Everyone in the 3 planetary systems, everyone will consider Prthu Maharaj the great authority. Because they also got benefited by Prthu Maharaj. Even the Devatas, Asuras, everyone got benefited by Prthu Maharaj. So everyone will see him as a great authority. That is the great position of Prthu Maharaj. So since he is the Lord's expansion, Avesh Avatar, exhibiting the Palana Shakti, he is not only displaying his Palana Shakti over Bhumandala, Bhuloka, he also display over Loka, Sargaloka and lower planet systems also. All over the universe, he is glorified. That is the greatness of Prthu Maharaj. So this is how the bards are glorifying the wonderful activities of King Prthu. And now, in the 17th chapter, having heard all these things, my Vidura will ask questions. Okay, my dear sir, thank you very much for telling all these things that Prthu appeared and his birth ceremony and coronation ceremony, everything happened, and the great bards glorified the wonderful activities which Prthu is going to do in the future. Taking a clue from that, Vidura will ask so many questions. And while answering all those questions, Maitreya will narrate all the pastimes, what all happened, which the lady is glorified. So in that way. In the 17th chapter, when starving people begged him for food, Prthu catches the earth, who had seized everything, and in fright, the earth praises Prthu. And this 17th chapter and 18th chapter are very interesting chapters. We will see. So this is the chapter breakup. So Maharaj Prthu becomes angry at the earth. So now Maitreya is speaking. Maitreya Uvacha Evam sa Bhagavan Vainya Kyapito Gunakarma Bhi Chandayam Asatan Kamai Prati Pujaya Binandyacha.
The great sage Maitreya continued, in this way, the reciters who were glorifying Maharaj Prthu readily described his qualities and chivalrous activities. At the end, Maharaj Prthu offered them various presentations with all due respect and worshipped them adequately.
So, since the Suta Magadha Vandi glorified Prthu, his wonderful activities in the future in the presence of all the Brahmanas. So, in order to reciprocate with them, Prthu offered gifts to all those bards because they have done their service, and King Prthu offered them gifts in return. And then he also offers gifts to all the assembled personalities in the assembly. Brahmana Pramukhan Varnan Vrutya Matya Purodasa Pauran Janapadan Shreni Prakriti Samapujayat.
People are satisfied and offered all respects to all the leaders of the Brahmanas and other castes, to his servants, to his minister, and to free citizens, general countrymen, people from other communities, admirers, and others. And thus they all became happy.
After offering gifts to the bards, then Prthu offers by offering respects and also gifts to the Brahmanas, Brahmana Pramukha, and other castes, other Varnas, his servants and ministers, Bhrutya and Amatya. Amatya means minister and Bhrutya is servants means other warriors and etc. Priests, Purodasa, city people and countrymen, Puran and Janapadan. Puran means the people in the capital city, and Janapadan means people who came from the small villages nearby. They all came to attend, be part of the coronation ceremony. So we respected them, offered them gifts. And tradesmen, Shreni means all the merchants who all came there to be part of the ceremony. And employees, Prakriti, all the employees all over the kingdom, they were also there. So we respected them and offered them gifts. Everyone was reciprocated. Shreni refers to the sellers of oil and betel and other items. Prakriti means employed persons, the employees.
Translation says the Prakriti is the admirers and the Shrenis to different community.
Yeah, Shreni is the Vaishya community. Prakriti is all the paid employees.
Specific.
Specific. Because employees always admire the employer. Not in Kali Yuga. We are not talking about Kali Yuga. We are talking about the Yuga, Treta Yuga, in which Prthu was there. He respected them all, saying sweetly, "Blessings to you. If I protect you, I will be serving you." Because they all accepted Prthu as the king, and Prthu is saying that, "Blessings unto you, may there let there be auspicious unto you. If I protect you, then I will be serving you." So this is the mood of Prthu Maharaj. Then now Vidura, now the subject is over. He appeared. Jata Karma ceremony is performed, Carnation ceremony is performed, glorification is also done. He reciprocated with everyone. The ceremony is over. Now everyone dispersed. Everyone went to their homes and king went to palace. Now Vidura is asking questions to Maitreya. Vidura uvacha kasmad dadara gorupam daritri bahurupini yam dudoha prutus tatra kovasto dohanam kachem.
Vidura inquired,
Yeah, please go ahead, Madan.
Vidura inquired from the great sage Maitreya, "My dear Brahmana, since Mother Earth can appear in different shapes, why did she take the shape of a cow? And when King Prthu milked her, who became the calf? And what was the milking pot?"
See, small things, kindly pay attention. Why did the earth, who takes many forms, Kasma Daritri Bahurupini? The earth takes different forms, like the human form, plant form, animal form, Devata form, like Devata, not Devata, at least whatever are in our surrounding. All of our forms are in one sense, they are transformation of earth only. And all our forms are nourished by earth only. Yes or not? Our breakfast, lunch, dinner depends on food grains, which are coming from earth only. So earth only giving us the body and earth only maintaining our body. Yes or no? So this body belongs to the earth. So it's not ours. So here it says that why did Mother Earth, who takes many forms, like all the forms around us, took the form of cow? And how did King Prthu milk the earth, who was in the form of cow? And what was the pot in which he milked the milk of the earth, milk of the cow? And who was the calf? Without calf, cow will not give milk. And without a vessel, you cannot collect the milk. So what was the vessel? Who was the calf? And why did Mother Earth took the form of a cow? And how did he milk the cow? The one full question.
Is this symbolic or is apparent activity?
Wait. No questions. Next whole chapter is dedicated for that.
Okay.
You should wait till that. So in the previous chapter, 22nd verse, this was said, he milked the earth as a cow. I am Mahim Gam Dudude Adi Raja. The first king milked the earth who took the form of cow. That one line he heard, and now he's asking this so many questions. Because Vidura, according to his understanding, milking cow means it cannot happen just like that. There should be a calf, there should be a pot. And he's making cow. But cow is not different from earth. Why did earth took the form of cow only? He could have cow, Mother Earth could have taken any other form. Because every form is coming from the earth only. So why only specifically the form of cow? So like that, all these different questions. Next question. Prakritya Vishamadevi Krita Tena Samakatam Tasya Medyam Hayam Deva Kasya Hetor Apaharat.
Surface of the earth is by nature low in some places and high in others. How did King Prthu level the surface of the earth, and why did the king of heaven, Indra, steal the horsemen for sacrifice?
Yeah, the next question. How did Prthu make the earth flat? Make flat the uneven earth. Prakritya Vishama Devi. By nature, the earth is not flat. Vishama means uneven. Up and down, up and down. How did you do that? One question is how. Second question is why also. Why did you do that? और कुछ काम नहीं था क्या? So something like that. Why did Indra steal the sacrificial hours? So Indra को क्या हो गया? Why did he steal the 100th sacrifice का hours? So that is another question. So this was asked in the 22nd question, 22nd verse only. In the 22nd verse, it was mentioned that just as Indra easily broke the mountains with the tip of his bow, similarly King Prthu also broke the mountains with the tip of his bow. That was mentioned. In the 24th verse, it was mentioned that during the 100th sacrifice, Indra, the king and the master of the heaven and the performer of 100 sacrifices, stole the horse. So now he's asking, taking that clue and asking question. Sanat Kumarat Bhagavato Brahman Brahmavida Uttamam Brahman Brahmavid Uttamat Labdva Jnanam Savijnanam Rajarshikam Gatim Gata.
Great saintly king Maharaj received knowledge from Sanat Kumara, who was the greatest Vedic scholar. After receiving knowledge to be applied practically in his life, how did the saintly king attain his desired destination?
Yeah, now the important question is that, O Brahmana, after obtaining spiritual knowledge and realization from Sanat Kumara, Labdva Jnanam Savijnanam. Jnanam means knowledge. Savijnanam means realization. Bhagavato Sanat Kumarad, not ordinary person. Sanat Kumara, who is non-different from Bhagavan. Bhagavato Sanat Kumara. Sanat Kumara is also Shakti Avesh Avatar, Jnana Shakti. The great knower of Brahman, Brahma Vida Uttamat. Among the knowers of Brahman, Sanat Kumara is the best. What kind of knowledge and realization did he receive from Sanat Kumara? And as a result of receiving that knowledge and that realization, what destination did the king receive? So it's like wholesome question. This was mentioned in the 25th verse. Sanat Kumaram Bhagavatam Ekam Aradhya Bhaktya Alabata Amalam Tad. Amala Bhakti was received by Sanat Kumara. Yes.
Aspect of
Yeah, we will see the chapter, what Jnana, what Bhakti he received. If you see the entire chapter, out of 25 verses, 23 verses talks about Jnana only. At the end, 2 verses only speaks about Bhakti.
just like Kapil talks towards the end, 25th chapter onwards, he speaks more of glorification of bhakti, right?
No, Bhakti comes multiple places in the teachings of Lord Kapila. Bhakti is there. Lord Kapila is Lord himself.
Yeah.
He's teaching Bhakti only. Along with Bhakti, he's also teaching Jnana and Yoga.
Initial chapters was Jnana.
No,
Later,
25th chapter only spoke Bhakti. 26, 27 Jnana. 28 Ashtanga Yoga. 29th again Bhakti. And the remaining chapters are all karma. He speaks everything. It's like a repetition of Bhagavad Gita. Everything is covered in that section. But when we come to the 22nd chapter, we'll see. He speaks full jnana, hardcore jnana. At the end of 2 verses, he speaks about bhakti. Because they are jnanis, they are the teachers of jnana. The 4 Kumaras, in that sense. And now, in Nardamuni says, Vidura says that why you want to hear about Prthu Maharaj? Because Prthu is non-different from Supreme Lord himself. He is a wonderful king and wonderful devotee. So I want to hear about him. Yachanyat api Krishnasya Bhavan Bhagavata Prabho Shrava Sushrava Punyam Purva Deha Katashrayam Bhaktaya Me Anuraktaya Tava Chadokshajashrasa Vaktum Harhasi Yoduyat Vainya Rupena Gamimam.
Prthu Maharaj was a powerful incarnation of Lord Krishna's potencies. Consequently, any narration concerning his activities is surely very pleasing to hear, and it produces all good fortune. As far as I am concerned, I am always your devotee as well as a devotee of the Lord, who is known as Adhokshaja. Please therefore narrate all the stories of King Prthu, who in the form of son of King Vena milked the cow-shaped earth.
So, why Vidura want to hear more and more about Prthu Maharaj? So one is about the glorification of Prthu. Second thing is about his own eagerness. So Vidura says that Bhaktya me anuraktaya tava. I am a surrendered soul unto you. Anuraktaya tava. I am a follower of you. Therefore, and also Adoksha Jasasa. I am also a devotee and follower of Lord Adoksha. I am a devotee and follower of you. I am a devotee and follower of Lord. So therefore, you should speak about the Lord who appeared in the form of Prthu. So like that, Vidura expresses eagerness. You should speak to me, attached to hearing. I am attached to hearing about the Supreme Lord. And I am devoted to you and to the Lord. Bhaktya Tava and Adakshajacha. Concerning the person who milked the earth. Speak about that person who milked the earth in the form of Prthu, who is known as Prthu. Vainya Rupena. Vainya Rupena means Vena, son of Vena. That's why it's called Vainya Rupena. And also other pure famous topics related to the previous birth of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So I have asked few questions, and you also talk about other activities performed by Prthu also, who is Lord Krishna only appeared in the form of Prthu. So he is seeing Prthu as not a separate jiva. He is saying it is Lord Krishna who is my Lord and Master, appeared previously in the form of Prthu, and that Prthu performed so many activities, out of which few I heard briefly. I want to know about them elaborately, and also other activities that he has performed. Speak about them also. All the activities of King Prthu. So that is how he expresses his eagerness to hear about Lord Krishna's one of the avatars in the form of Prthu. That is the eagerness a devotee should have to hear more and more about the Supreme Lord and his various avatars. So Prabhupada takes about the word Adokshaja. On our own, we cannot understand about the Supreme Lord. For us to understand Supreme Lord, only we need to take shelter of a Guru. Only a Guru will help us understand about the Supreme Lord. So just like Vidura is surrendering to Maitreya, we should also surrender to a spiritual master so that we will understand about the Supreme Lord. So like that. So now, from this verse onwards, the past tense will be narrated till 23rd chapter. In the 23rd chapter, Prthu attains Vaikuntha. Till then, the Prthu section only spoken very elaborately.
So here again, the Sutta Goswami is speaking. So this is like narration and the narration is happening since.
One verse. Having heard these questions, what kind of emotional feelings Vaitreya is going through? Because we can't imagine. So Sutta Goswami is telling us what is the scene there. Vidura inquired questions. So before speaking, what is the response in the face of Maitreya? That will be understood by the verses spoken by Sutta Goswami. See. Chodito vidurenaivam vasudeva katam prati prasharyatam pritamana Maitreya pratyabhashata.
So Goswami continued, when Vidura became inspired to hear of activities of Lord Krishna in his various incarnations, Maitreya, also being inspired and being very pleased with Vidura, began to praise him. Then Maitreya spoke as follows.
Yeah, this is the immediate response of Maitreya. So when Vidura is speaking, asking so many questions, and is telling that not only speak about this, speak about all other activities of King Prthu, because he is expansion of my Lord Sri Krishna. Then by hearing that, Maitreya becomes very happy. Maitreya, Pritamana, being pleased, inspired about the topics of the Lord by Vidura, praised Vidura and then spoke. So by seeing the eagerness of Vidura, Maitreya was very much happy. Then when two devotees meet, they become more and more happy, discussing more and more Krishna Katha. When two of us meet, we discuss more and more about what's happening in our family. When two colleagues meet, they discuss about what's happening in their companies. They become like that. That is natural conversation. So here, same thing. So now Maitreya is speaking. Maitreya uvacha yada abhishikta pruduranga vipre amantrito janatayascha pala prajani niranne kshiti prishte etya shukshama deha pati abhyavochan.
The great sage, continue, Prabhuji.
The great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, at the time King Prthu was enthroned by the great sages and brahmanas and declared to be the protector of the citizens, there was a scarcity of food grains. The citizens actually became skinny due to starvation. Therefore, they came before the king and informed him of their real situation.
Now the interesting thing is mentioned here. What was the situation in the kingdom when Prthu became the king? Oh Vidura, when Prthu was requested by the citizens to be the protector, to be the king, and enthroned by the Brahmanas, then eventually the citizens approached him. That means King Prthu becoming king is not self-announcement. It was with the approval of the local citizens and also with the sanction of the Brahmanas. The people accepted King Prthu as their king. Now they approached him with a big reason. What is the reason? The citizens approached King Prthu with thin bodies at a time when the earth was without food and addressed him. After the death of Vena and before the appearance of Prthu, something happened. The result of that is the people became skinny. Shut Kshama Deha. Shut means hunger. Kshama means becoming weak. Desert. Deha. Their bodies became pale because there was no food. Their hunger was not satisfied in that sense. The citizens engaged him as a king, saying that you are our protector. So now they say the reason why their bodies became very lean out of starvation. That they express in the next two verses. Vayam Rajan Jatarenaabhita tapta yatagnina kotarastena vriksha tvamadhyayata sharanam sharanyam yasadito vrittikarapatina tanno bhavani hatu rate vannam Shuddharitanam Naradeva Deva Yavananang Shamahujjitorja Varta Patiswam Kila Lokapala.
Just as a tree with a fire burning in the hollow of the trunk gradually dries up, we are drying up due to the fire of hunger in our stomachs. You are the protector of surrendered souls, and you have been appointed to give employment to us. Therefore, we have all come to you for protection. You are not only a king, but the incarnation of God as well. Indeed, you are the king of all kings. You can give us all kinds of occupational engagements, for you are the master of our livelihood. Therefore, O King of all kings, please arrange to satisfy our hunger by the proper distribution of food grains. Please take care of us, lest we soon die for want of food.
Now the situation is graphically explained in this verse. O King, we are suffering from the digestive fire. There is fire called digestive fire in the stomach. If the food is not given, the digestive fire will burn away the body. The body becomes lean. Like trees burning inside. When the tree burns inside only, it becomes not forest fire. It becomes hollow. There is no use. The tree means the log would be strong and it can be used for household apparatus. If the inside the tree is already burnt, what is the use of that? It is not even useful for cooking food also. Firewood also it cannot be useful. So like that. Because our digestive fire is not satisfied by offering sufficient amount of food, our body internally burnt away. The digestive fire is burning our bodies internally. That's how our bodies became lean, thin, and of no use. Today, we have taken shelter of you, worthy as a shelter, who have been created as our master, and you are our means of livelihood. It is you is the means of our livelihood. Because you are the king, you are our master. It is your duty to take care of our livelihood. Till now, we don't have our livelihood, we don't have food, because of which we have become like a hollow trees, being burned inside. O king, therefore, first thing, try to give us food to us. Try to give some food to us, since we are suffering from hunger, so that we do not die due to lack of food. If today if we don't get food, we are dead. That is our situation. Somehow or other, till now we have held our lives in the pale bodies. We cannot continue anymore. If you don't offer us food today, we will die. And also, since you are the protector of all of us, make sure that please give us some livelihood also. How long will feed us? One day you will feed us, but tomorrow onwards we have to work for our livelihood. There is no livelihood only outside. Because the situation was previously, if you remember, the thieves were coming, they were stealing from the people. The people were stealing from other people. And these people were stealing from each other. They are not doing any activity. They are stealing only their whatever they stole from others, that is all completed. Now everyone is starving. If somebody want to do something, somebody else will come and steal from them. So they are not doing anything. So no one is doing anything. No agriculture, nothing, no grains. They are starving. They became weak. No occupation, no food. They are petitioning to the king that please give us food and also some livelihood so that we can earn for our livelihood in the future.
You're not mentioning any specific thing happened between Vena and Prthu.
Wait, suspense will be revealed. You have been created by the churning of the Brahmanas. Therefore, try to give food to us, and you should not delay. Give us food so we do not die. Without food, we cannot continue anymore. And also give us some means of livelihood so that we can survive ourselves. We don't become burden for you. So this is the request of the citizens. Maitreya Uvacha Prthu Prajanam Karunam Nishamya Paridevitam Dirgam Dadyau Kurushreshta Nimittam Soanvapadyata.
After hearing this lamentation and seeing the pitiable condition of the citizens, King Prthu contemplated this matter for a long time to see if he could find out the underlying causes.
King Prthu did not respond rashly. After hearing the complaints of the citizens, he contemplated for the reason. Because the people did not tell the reason. What was the reason for their hunger? What was the reason for the lack of occupation? They did not mention. Now king only contemplating and trying to understand what was the reason. Oh Vidura, hearing the miserable lamentation of the citizens, King Prthu thought for a long time. Dhirgam Dadhyav. Not 1 minute, 2 minutes. He might have thought about a whole night also. He thought for a long time and then discovered the reason for their current pitiable condition.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, this incident was after how many days after Prthu Maharaj became king?
Maybe the next day only. Yesterday he was born and coronated, and today the citizens came and complained. Because they are starving for many weeks, many months. We don't know how many days fast.
Okay. Yeah.
Immediately.
Because
Because the situation was like that before Prthu. If long time if you think of, then what Prthu was doing all these days?
that's what I was
That's what I'm saying. The next day only.
Okay.
Immediately.
Okay. Thank you.
So the Brahmanas might have churned him in the morning, started churning in the morning, and he might have been born in the afternoon time. Generally, Lord appears during Abhijit Muhurta, noon time. So Prthu might have appeared in the noon time, and by sunset, all the Jata Karma ceremony and coronation ceremony, everything is performed. Then night time, everyone went to their respective places. The next morning, early morning, 9 a.m. in the assembly, the citizens came and petitioned to king. The first assembly meeting. So what was the reason that Prthu discovered? iti vyavasito buddhya pragrihita sharashana sandade vishikam bhume kruddas tripurahayata.
Having arrived at a conclusion, the king took up his bow and arrow and aimed them at the earth, exactly like Lord Shiva, who destroys the whole world out of anger.
What was the reason that Prthu understood? We also don't know. It is not said. But he understood some problem and he took his bow and arrow, he aimed at earth. There is some problem with earth. He is going to shoot earth. He discerned, though I was made the king, I will use the fourth method against the earth, who is hiding the seeds. Dama, Sama, Veda, Dana, Danda. So he is going to use the fourth one. Because the first three will not act. Even though I have become king, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, मतलब एक दिन only. So now he understood earth only hid all the food grains. So I will punish for her mistake. He took the bow and arrow and came out of the palace to punish earth. Then pravepamana dharani nishamyodhyayudam chatam gausati upadravadbhita mrugiva mrugayudruta.
When the earth saw that King Prthu was taking his bow and arrow to kill her, she became very much afraid and began to tremble. She then began to flee, exactly like a deer, which runs very swiftly when followed by a hunter. Being afraid of King Prthu, she took the shape of a cow and began to run.
Yes. Seeing the king with his raised bow, the earth trembled greatly. Pravepamana dharani. She was afraid. And taking the form of a cow, Gausati, she took the form of a cow, ran away in fear, like a deer pursued by a hunter. Why she took the form of a cow? Hoping that king will not harm her. Because cow is kind of worshipped, so no one tries to harm. Thinking like that, she took the form of cow and tried to flee away from the vicinity of the king. The earth was like a deer followed by a hunter. But King Prthu is not stopping there. He is also following after the cow. So,
Personification of the Mother Earth, the lady runs like that.
yes, yes. Bhudevi took the form of a cow and running away for her own safety. And King Prthu following after cow, just like the hunter follows after a deer. With a
Both
raised
of
bow.
them are running on the earth.
Ah, yes.
Earth is running. Prthu is
Earth
chasing.
personified is running. Earth is there. Bhumandala is as it is there. But earth personified in the form of Bhudevi in the form of a cow running. So in that way. Hare Krishna, somebody saying something online?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tamanvadavat tadvainya kupitotyaruneksana sharam danushi sadya sandaya yatra yatra palayate.
Seeing this, Maharaj Prthu became very angry and his eyes became as red as the early morning sun. Placing an arrow on his bow, he chased the cow-shaped earth wherever she would run.
King became very angry. I am the king. I am the most powerful person. When I came out with my weapon, how dare you to flee away from me? You should come and fell flat at my feet and surrender and beg forgiveness, etc., etc. Instead of that, you are fleeing away. So let me see how far you travel. So becoming angry with red eyes, King Prthu chased after the cow wherever she fled. It's like that. Sadisho vidisho devi rodasi chantaram tayo davanti tatra tatrainam dadarshanudyayutayutam.
The cow-shaped earth ran here and there in outer space between the heavenly planets and the earth, and wherever she ran, the king chased her and his bow and with his bow and arrows.
Yeah. The cow fled on the surface of the earth, in the heavens, and in between Borloka also. Bhuloka, Borloka, Sarvaloka, everywhere it covered. And Prthu is chasing after. Like Durvasa, he was going everywhere and Sudarshan is following after him. So like that, Prthu is also following after cow.
Durvasa went up to Vaikuntha.
Went up to Vaikunta, which is there within our universe only, just above Satyaloka, not outside our universe. He did not go outside the universe. In the universe only everything. He went to Brahmaloka, he went to Kailash, he went to Vishnu Loka also. Within the universe only. That Vaikunta is within the universe only. It is there just above Satyaloka.
So that way only Arjun crossed the this universe, like when Krishna took him.
Krishna took, Arjun did not cross.
Yeah.
Krishna
so,
took him
of course,
outside the
with-
universe.
with Krishna.
Yeah.
So he is the only personality.
He is the
who
only
crossed
person.
it.
Yes.
Otherwise, no one.
No one crossed. Yes.
Purnatrayesh.
Huh?
Purnatrayesh.
What's that?
That's
The 9 children.
Yeah.
So
Brahmana's
what is the
children
term
rescued
used?
them.
Purnatrayasha. Lord Vishnu is called Purnatrayasha.
In that
Okay.
form.
In that form.
When he took
When
the
he took-
Arjun.
Because there's a temple in Kerala.
Kerala.
Okay.
It's a Nivedation.
Oh, I didn't know about it. There's a temple of that form.
It is a Nivedation.
So Mother Earth fled in heaven and on the earth and also in the Bhuvarloka Antariksha. Sita Prthu with raised weapon everywhere behind her, following after her. So King Prthu is always after her wherever she went. Loke navindate tranam vainyam mrutyor iva praja krasta tada nivavrute hrudayena viduyata.
Just as a man cannot escape the cruel hands of death, the cow-shaped earth could not escape the hands of the son of Vena. At length, the earth, fearful, her heart aggrieved, turned back in helplessness.
Yeah. Just as a fearful man cannot escape death, she could not escape Prthu anywhere in the universe. She then turned to him with a distressed heart. Now she realized, I can't go, I can't run anymore. I'm done, I'm exhausted. So she turned around with folded hands. She began to beg forgiveness and she began to beg for her life. Who?
Mother.
Wait. That we will discuss later on. It comes.
Yeah,
At the end of the next chapter, it comes. Right now, there are only two personalities. There is the earth personified, there is the king. Mother Earth was accepted by Lord Varaha as a consort. Not all the forms of Lord, only Varaha. She is the consort of Lord Varaha alone, not for all other deities. That's it. Of course, in South Indian temples, everywhere we see Bhudevi and Sridevi. So every temple we have the Bhudevi deity also. But with a different avatar or different relationship with it.
With Vishnu, right?
With Vishnu.
Vishnu, Vishnu is all.
Prabhuji, Satyabhama was also a persona. She was Bhudevi, no?
Satyabhama's one of the expansion is Bhudevi.
Okay, expansion of Satyabhama's Bhudevi.
Yeah. Satyabhama's expansion is Bhudevi.
Thank you.
उवाचता महाभागं ज्ञापन्नवस्थला त्राहि मामपि भूतानां पालने वस्थितो भवान्.
Addressing the great opulent King Prthu as the knower of religious principles and shelter of the surrendered, she said, please save me. You are the protector of all living entities. Now you are situated as the king of this planet.
Mother Earth says in the form of cow, O knower of Dharma, Dharmajna, affectionate to the surrendered, Apannavastala, since you are engaged in protecting the living beings, Bhutanam Palane Avastito Bhavan, save me also. He said that you are the knower of the Dharma. So knower of Dharma should never harm cow. Okay. Then you are Apannavastala. Knower of Dharma should never harm or never punish surrendered people. I am surrendered to you now. And since you engaged in protecting all living entities, I am also part of one of your living entities. You should protect me. You should not kill me. She is putting forward all the different reasons for her protection. Sattvam jigamshase kasmat dinam akrita kilbisham ahanishyat katam yosham dharmagnya iti yo mata.
The cowship continued to appeal to the king. I am very poor and have not committed any sinful activities. I do not know why you want to kill me. Since you are supposed to be the knower of all religious principles, why are you so envious of me? And why are you so anxious to kill a woman?
So she is putting forward few more reasons. Why do you want to kill a wretched and sinful creature, a sinless creature? Why do you want to kill a ordinary harmless cow and sinless cow? How could one who is considered the knower of dharma kill a woman? I'm cow and also I'm a woman. How can you kill like that? Praharanti na vai strishu krutagasu api jantava kim uta twadvida rajan karuna dina vastala.
Even if a woman does commit some sinful activity, no one should place his hand upon her. And what to speak of you, dear king, you are so merciful, you are a protector, and you are affectionate to the poor.
People never beat even sinful women. O king, then what to speak of a person like you who are merciful and affectionate to the wretched? How can you punish me, innocent woman? She is giving reason that people never beat even sinful women. Then what to speak of you, a well-known person, trying to beat me like a sinless woman? And finally, she says that Mam vipatyajaram navam yatra vishwam pratistitam atmanam cha prajaschema katam ambasi dhyayasi.
The cow-shaped earth continued, my dear king, I am just like a strong boat, and all the paraphernalia of the world is standing upon me. If you break me into pieces, how can you protect yourself and your subjects from drowning?
Yeah. Now she gives the final reason. If you break me, I am like a strong boat. Later on, we will discuss in the 5th canto. The Bhumandala is situated just above the Garbhodak ocean. Of course, Shesha is there in between. So she's telling that I am like a strong boat. Because of me, all the human beings are able to stay. Gam avishe bhutani daryami ahamojasa. Lord enters into earth in the form of that protective energy and everyone able to stay in the surface of the earth. So like that, she's saying that I am like a strong boat floating in the Garbhodak ocean. If you break me into pieces, all the living entities will fall into Garbhodak ocean. They will die. So how will you keep these citizens and yourself afloat in the water after breaking me into pieces? So strong reasons is put it forward. So because you are the protector of everyone, I am like a strong boat giving shelter to each and every living entity. If you break me into pieces, everyone will go into Garbhodak ocean. If I die by the arrow which you are going to throw, I'll break into pieces. I'll fall into Garbhodak ocean. Along with me, all the living entities will fall into Garbhodak ocean. You will be the cause of everyone's destruction. Please do not kill me. So like that. These are the different reasons which Mother Earth put forward towards King Prthu. And King Prthu will chastise Mother Earth. You made a mistake and covering up that mistake and putting all the arguments. I'll kill you and feed them and also protect them. I don't need you. Like that I will say in the next verses. So that we will see tomorrow. Hare Krishna. It's already 8:30. I just want to stop here. That's why it took 5 minutes more. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. We will
Thank
come more
you.
often.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
One doubt from the